to our creative potential, to our creative source. How do we do that? Move a little bit, breathe a little bit, focus in on ourselves a little bit, some self-care, some self-love. We're going to go through a bigger flow today, so let's get straight into it. Let's first do some breath. Go as fast and slow as you need to. If you get lightheaded, go really slow. Expanding your rib cage. Pulling your belly button to your spine. On the exhale. Swinging, so a little rib swing, hands swinging forward and your hips hinging back. Grounding, equalizing breaths, slowly in through the nose, out through the mouth, bringing prana, life force energy that's all around us into our being through our breath, and now starting to be aware of the energy coming into our whole being through our skin, in front of us, to the sides, and behind us, above and below us. Every breath, think of it as a prana breath. It's life force energy just coming into our being. Let's do a few more of these swings. Bringing more awareness now to our feet, grounded to the floor. A little bit of an anchor as you hinge in the hips back and swinging the arms forward. Breathing in and out. Slower. Gripping the floor with your toes. Hinging further back. Bending the knees more. Keep the back of the neck as long as you can. Pulling the belly into the spine. You can release the belly as you stand up and as you squat down and squeeze the belly in. Okay, the next one as we come down, really anchoring the feet towards each other. Bring the hands into the Kini Mudra and sphere of tension. Making sure that you are still anchoring. Your knees are not collapsing, they're unlocked. You're hinging your hips back. Back of the neck is long and you're pushing your hands out away from you. Breathing into the back and the sides of the ribs. Pulling the belly in. Keeping the belly engaged. Breathing into the back and the sides. Bring the hands up. Bring the hands to your heart, down to your legs. Give your legs, your knees a little push into your palms. As you continue down to the ground, if you can reach the ground. If not, bend your knees as much as you can. Bring your left knee back. Your feet and your knee are underneath your hips. Create a scissoring anchor from your front foot to your back knee. So scissoring to the center line and inwards. The hip is as level as it can be. You're not hiking your hip up high. Sink your bent knee, the front knee, hip down. Back of the neck long, chin in, chest up. Shoulders back and forward. Scoop your hands forward in front of your heart. Scissoring, pulling your front foot back to the back knee and the back knee to the front foot. Pushing your hands away from your heart, feeling the back of your middle back skin stretching as you pull your hands away from your heart. Hinging forward, hinging your hips back as you bring your heart forward. Still scissoring, pulling your front foot back. Maybe give a little rotation, see how that feels. Maybe bring your hands up higher, see how that feels. Maybe hinge a little bit more. Rotation. Realign back to the neck long. Breathing into the back and the sides. Come back up to center. Lift one arm up, the left arm. Stretch it out. Putting up to the ceiling. Keep the scissoring, keep pulling in your belly. Lean over to the right. Change hands, we lean to left. Bring your hands down. Bring your knees together. Knees underneath your hips. Create the anchor, squeezing the knees towards each other. Up onto the tippies of your toes, your back feet. Back of the neck long. Chin in, chest up. Expand into the sides and the back of the ribs. Engage that belly as you breathe out. Keep the belly engaged. Expanding more, anchoring more. Scoop the hands out and up. So now you feel you gotta squeeze your legs even more together. If it's hard like this, put a block or a blanket or a cushion in between your knees so it gives you something to squeeze towards. So you're just standing upright, but how about now if you hinge your hips back a bit? So you're changing your balance. You have to realign. Your toes might feel they're about to come off the mat and you're on the edge of falling forward, but breathing to the back. Breathe in to the sides. Pull your ribcage away from your hips, your head away from your hips. Pull your belly button to the spine. Keep that engagement of the belly as you're breathing more into the sides and the back. Pull your hands out further, squeeze your knees together more. Lift your hands up. Keep that balance. Bring your hands to the heart, hands to the side. Push your hips forward. Whew, great. Now bring your hands to the floor, above your shoulders. We do a little cat-cow. Looking up, sinking the hips, sinking the belly. As you breathe out, pull the middle of the back up. Feel that stretch of the skin. Pull the belly button, sink the tailbone. Raise the tailbone, look up. Great. Now we haven't done this yet, and you see how you feel. We're going into a little child's pose. So you can bring your knees out, sink down over to your ankles. Keep your head up, keep your fingers up. This is not to collapse, but you just feel that little expansion in the sacrum. Come down, you can come down. But if you're not going to relax too much, so come back up again. Okay. Now bring the left foot to the front of the mat, or the opposite foot that you had before. Create the same scissoring. Put in the front foot to the back knee, and then towards the midline, to the center line. Back of the neck long, chin in, chest up, shoulders back and forward. Breathe in, expand to the back sides of the ribs as you scoop your hands forward. Hakini Mudra. Bring the left and the right sides of the brain together. In front of your heart, pull the hands away from your chest. Feel that stretch in the skin in the back. Keep scissoring, keep engaging, expanding, elevating. hinge your hip back. So you're feeling your hamstring and your glute muscles strengthening and stretching. Bring your hands up high. Keep the belly pulled in towards the spine. Do this like rotation, see how that feels. One more time up high. Come back to the center, keep the scissor in action. Use your right arm. Hold on to the wrist and lean over to the left, giving a stretch to your open side of your rib cage. Pulling the hand toward the ceiling. Breathing into that side. Feel the skin on that side of the ribs. Stretching. Change hands. Go to the other side. From here, bring the hands down to the ground. Yesterday we did the 8-point plank. Today we're just going to go all the way down to the floor. Bring your feet together, your big toe joints together. Dorsiflex the feet so your toes are underneath and touching the mat. The heels are about 2 inches apart. Put your forehead on the floor. Your hands just in front of your shoulders, 1 inch in front and to the sides. Elbows are tucked in towards your rib cage. The knees are touching. So toes are touching. Knees are touching. Your hips. You don't have to get your hips to the ground. There's going to be a little bit of a raise there. So still decompression breath. Breathing into the back and the sides of the ribs. Now you can't breathe forward because the floor is there. As you engage, pull the belly away from the floor. Try and get a bit of space in that belly, from the belly to the ground. Back of the neck long, chin in, chest up. From here, raise your feet off the ground, about 8 inches. Keep the knees squeezed. Keep the big toe joints together, heels are apart. The pinky toes, try to pull them to your ears. So you're not going to go like you're clapping your feet, the soles coming together, opposite. Pull the toes towards your ears, your pinky toes towards the ears. Dorsiflex the feet, back of the neck long. Pull your head up and forward. So you're as if someone pulling your head away from your body, pulling your neck long, breathing into the sides and the back. Maybe you want to get a little bit more extension, do a little pull in to left and right, so you get a little bit more extension. From here, when you got nice length, this is not a back bend, this is a pulling forward. Lift your hands up to your shoulder height level. Breathe deep. Pull the belly button away from the ground. Dorsiflex the feet. If you feel things are starting to fall apart, back of the neck long. Shoulders back and broad. Hands up high. Knees squeezing. Toes pushing. Big toe joints pushing together. Heels apart. Little toes to the ears. Okay, relax. A little shake. Bring your knees more apart. Use your hands to push yourself onto your knees. Come onto your heels, tuck your toes. Okay, feel how it feels on your sitting on your toes. That can be quite challenging. But when you relax your toes here, tucked under, it's going to help relax your neck, give your spine a natural curve. chin mudra. So your pointing finger touches your thumb at the pads very gently. Rest your palms upwards on your thighs. Now for some people, this might already be a big challenge. If it's really a big challenge, then some people want to put a pillow in between your thighs and your calves and sit on that. You might want to put your feet out flat so the top of your feet are on the ground. But if you can stay with your toes bent and sitting on your heels, try that just for another few seconds. You might want to move, but let's do this. Let's develop some psychic strength. Bring your awareness completely to the flow of your breath. Breathing into the belly on a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, pull your belly into the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, belly comes out. Breathe out, belly comes in. Now we're going to add the chest, so breathing into the belly. 1, 2, now breathe into the chest. 3, 4. Breathe out from the belly. 1, 2. Breathe out from the chest. 1, 2. Into the belly. 1, 2. Into the chest. 1, 2. Out from the belly. 1, 2. Out from the chest. 1, 2. Let's do that one more time. Belly. Chest. Belly out. Chest out. Keep this flow. You can add in Ujjayi breath. So it sounds like there's vibration coming through the back of your throat. The sound helps you to be on this vehicle for meditation. The breath, the sound. Now I want to bring your focus with your third eye. Just bring your attention to your third eye as you keep this breath into the belly, into the chest, out of the belly, out of the chest. With the Ujjayi breath and your third eye. Continue this if you need to move out of your sitting position, you can, but if you feel okay, just stay like this. Strengthening our resilience, strengthening our capacity to sit in an uncomfortable position, but the more that you sit in an uncomfortable position, the more strength and courage you have to move through the uncomfortable situations in your life, to be able to be that calm warrior of peace and love within your own mind, within your own heart and being, strengthening in the most gentle way, building and cultivating resilience to your being. From here, just bring your hands into palms to your heart. Feel your beating heart, your breath. Have appreciation and gratitude to the miracle of your life, the miracle of your body, its ability to move and strengthen, its ability to not move, to protect, and your creative ability to transform your mind, heart, and body, and way of thinking, way of being, with your own command. Gently and compassionately transforming your life, co-creating your life with the divine consciousness to the place that you wish to be. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow. Gently come out of that position as easily